Hello, everyone. Welcome. All right. Give it a few minutes just to get some more people on. Okay, there we go. There's Katie. All right. So I am just going to get started just because I do know some people could not make it to this evening's call or afternoon call, wherever you guys are located. But hi, I'm Shelby. I do want to introduce Katie as well. Katie, if you could just wave. This is my assistant. And honestly, you guys, since I started coaching people, Katie has honestly been managing a lot of my mobile bar business since 2024. So she actually has a lot of expertise as well. Now, after tonight's call, I would love for you guys to join the mastermind if you haven't yet. And Katie, we'll let them all into the community for free as well, because that was included. We have a really active Facebook community for you guys that's private that has, I think, over 300 members now. And it's just super great to be a part of if you aren't already. But on top of that, it's a great place for you guys to go and learn anything I teach. You can go back and like relearn inside the modules. So I am going to take you through the mastermind course essentially, but it's going to be more it's going to give you the space essentially to actually get the work done. And like that's what the point of this program is so that you can work while you're in these calls. So it's essentially done by the end of 6 weeks, right? Your business is set up, you're ready to go. You can launch it and you can start making money. That's the goal. Okay. Most people in this program, I will say, start getting leads and will start booking events throughout this process. So as long as you're just doing essentially what needs to be done each week, that is realistic and can happen for any and all of you. So first things first tonight, I would love for you guys to just like introduce yourself, like anyone that is on the call. We do have 12 of us in the program. It doesn't look like there's that many people on right now, but if you guys could just introduce yourselves and say where you're coming from, anything like that, that would be wonderful. Also, I do kind of like it when you guys like tell me like your favorite cocktail or whatever. I just think that's fun. But I'm Shelby. I'm in New Hampshire. For those that don't know that, we do travel to Maine and Massachusetts as well with our mobile bar services. And my favorite drink is usually something to do with coffee. Like I really like cold brew martinis, espresso martinis, white Russians, like anything that like has milk in it, which is kind of gross, I know, but that's what I like. Okay, Katie, do you want to go and just like say where you're from and all that?
Sure. I'm Katie. I'm in New Hampshire. And my favorite drink is probably anything fruity.
Sex on the beach, yes.
Yeah. Give me some juice. I'm good.
Eric, do you want to go next?
Sure. Eric Love out in Sacramento, Northern California, and my favorite cocktail is a spicy margarita.
Ooh, love that. All right. Who wants to go next? Anyone can hop in.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and I'm very simple. I'm a Tito's tonic with a lime in a short glass, not a tall, short.
Love it.
I can go next. Hi, everyone. My name is Yasmin. I'm from Jersey. I have my daughter here who was asking vividly to come up to see what was going on. Um, my favorite drink, I'm gonna go with something called a caipirinha. It's authentic to the country that I'm from, which is Brazil. So it's basically like lime and Brazilian rum.
Ooh, cool. Interesting. You could like send us the recipe. Tell us like what wine and whatever we do to make that because that's
Mhm.
interesting. Cool.
Yep.
And then I saw in the chat, let's see. She probably can't talk right now. Midnight here. Yeah, that's totally fine. That actually reminds me when I was in college, I had a roommate from Hong Kong and she'd be up Skyping with people at 6 a.m. That was really fun. Okay, so we are going to get started first by goal setting. And I do want to talk about the goal setting worksheet. If you guys printed it off, that's amazing. If not, I can also share my screen so you can see it. But the reason I want to talk about it is because sometimes people are not very realistic when setting goals for themselves. So I just want you guys to be a little bit realistic, and I'm going to show you what that means because my goal that I want you to set is based off of how many events you want to book next year. Okay. So I want you to look at 2026 as a calendar year and think, okay, how many events do I want to book? Now, let me share the exact sheet. So you guys can start filling this out while I like talk through it. But essentially, so the specific goal is like, how many events do you want to book in 2026? So like throw a number out there. And then measurable, how will you know when it's accomplished? Obviously, once you've booked that many events. But the really important part of this is the achievable part. And I think it's important to honestly start there. So when we are setting a goal, okay, so let's say you want to book one event per month. Obviously, that's like a pretty light goal, right? Obviously, I would love for you guys to be booking one a week. However, it's important to realize if you are going to book 12 events, that you probably are going to need 60 leads to make that happen, right? So if you want to book 12 events next year, you know it's achievable and you know you can accomplish this if you are generating basically 5 leads every single month. So if you don't have 5 leads coming in every single month, you can like go back to this form and see your goal and be like, okay, this is where the hole is in my goal. Like I am essentially not generating enough leads to actually make my goal happen. Does that make sense? Give me like a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. So, so essentially, I don't expect you guys to close every lead that comes into your world. That would be very unrealistic. On average, right now, and I did look at our spreadsheet, we track leads, and you guys are going to gain access to every spreadsheet, form, contract that we use throughout this process for you guys to build your business. But we typically are closing like 30% of events. So that's a little bit higher than 1 every 5, but 1 every 5 is really a good rule of thumb. So don't freak out when you start generating leads in this process and you're like not closing every single one. I don't ever expect you to. So set how many events you would like to book. You'll know it's accomplished, obviously, like I just said. Achievable, you're going to literally take how many events you want and multiply it by 5. That is going to be how you can know you've accomplished it, is by generating that many leads. And then obviously, does this seem worthwhile? Like, what are your intrinsic goals for making this happen, right? One thing I do want to point out, and I think this is really important, there are monetary goals, right? Like getting the dream home, quitting the 9 to 5. I don't know what your goals are all specifically, and they may be very different from one another. However, it's important to realize that the ultimate goal should be loving what you do to get each monetary goal. Okay. So the goal should never be getting the dream home. It should never be getting the dream car. It should be loving what you do to get it. So if for whatever reason, something's like not aligning with you in your business, like really think about that, because honestly, like a perfect example, and I do bring this up in calls, and Katie, this is the first time Katie's like done the calls with me when I'm coaching, but you know, we had a venue that we did not work that well with last year. And in my mind, I was looking at it as like, okay, like it's money, right? Like it's money. I have to get it. I have to have it. But they didn't align with us as an actual business, right? So I don't want you guys setting these goals and then like being like, oh, okay, well, it's more money. So like I have to do it, because this is a business at the end of the day. And everybody you work with should align with who you are and should align with your goals. So that's just something to think about. Luckily, we do not have that venue anymore, but like they were never paying us on time. We were going to, it was awful, right? So just think about those things. It's not just about the end result. It's about the work you do to get to that end result as well. And then time bound. So obviously this is going to be the calendar year. So in 12 months, this is what I would like to see. And I'd love for you guys to share, like, how many events are you guys looking to book next year? Eric,
This is
thinking.
Eric. Yeah, this is Eric. I want 50.
You want 50 events next
Yep.
year? Okay. Yeah. That's about where we are. We usually do like 50 to 60 events every single year with our business. So, yeah. And we're at, Katie, what are we at right now for next year?
We have 2. We're just waiting for the contracts, so we'll be at 25, I think,
Okay. Yeah.
once those 2 come in.
Yeah. This is the perfect time to be setting everything up. All right. Who else? Does anyone else want to share what their goal is? How many events they're thinking? No.
I'm hoping for at least 30. I mean, I work
Okay.
full time. So, yeah, 30 would be a good one for me.
Okay. That sounds good. Perfect. That's like a little bit more than 1 every other weekend. So, yeah. Okay. Yasmin, how many are you thinking of doing next year?
At least 1 a week.
Okay.
Starting small.
You want 1 a week? Okay. So like 50
Yeah.
as well. All right. Awesome.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, 1 a week would be 52.
Yeah. Be 50.
Yeah, okay. Maybe
Yep.
1 every other week would be starting.
Okay. All right. So what I want to talk about, does everyone file their LLC prior to this meeting tonight?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
I
Yes.
did not.
Okay.
No, I
I'm
did
just
not.
going to walk through it real fast just in case you haven't.
Mhm.
We're going to talk a little bit about getting a trade name or DBA if you haven't gotten one yet, because I do recommend having one. Now, the reason, first and foremost, why I recommend having one is because if you have an LLC, you have to carry that LLC article through all of your marketing. So if you're mobile bartending LLC, LLC has to be everywhere. Your Instagram, your website, everything. So if you don't want to carry that, you can get there's three names for it in the 50 states because they name it something different, but there you can get a fictitious name, a trade name, or a DBA. They're all the same thing. Different states call it different things. So if you want to get one, it's going to just go right underneath your LLC essentially, and you do usually have to file the LLC first. So if you want to get that, you can. Now, I do want to show you guys when you get in the mastermind, if you haven't yet, I did send in the Telegram how to get in for free because that's included with your purchase for this program. You're going to get an email that looks like this, and this is going to be the mastermind. Now, if you guys get stuck on anything, you are welcome to essentially go in here as well, but feel free to ask me any questions. Of course, we're going to play the password game.
So Shelby, you're saying that in any communications, any marketing, we need to add LLC after our business name?
Yes, if you have an LLC, yes, unless you want to add the DBA.
What's the DBA?
So it's a doing business as. So it's essentially you have your LLC registered with your state, and then you would essentially just go in. You probably did it online, I assume, on your Secretary of State website. You'll go in and add a trade name, DBA, or fictitious name. Those are three names for the same thing. It's just different states call it different things.
I mean, what
So-
does that mean that then I wouldn't, if I got a DBA, then I wouldn't need to put LLC after everything? I'm just
Correct.
confused. Oh,
Correct. Because
But
you're
then-
essentially using like a faux name to promote your LLC company. So we have Bellin Events LLC, but we have a DBA of Royal Bee Bartending. So all of our marketing is Royal Bee Bartending.
okay. Just curious, why is that?
It's just
Why?
the law. The law,
Oh.
you have to carry the LLC around with your business name. It's just the law.
Okay, I get, okay. All right. So I'll look into a DBA.
Yes. And I'm going to show you that right now. So essentially where I want you guys, if you haven't done your LLC yet, you're looking to add a DBA, whatever you want to do, you're going to essentially want to go to your Secretary of State website to start this process, right? Whether or not you already have your LLC, whether you're just getting your LLC, that's where you're going to go. So inside here, right? I'm basically walking you through it in the course too, so you guys can see it, but I'll send links after everything we talk about. So if you want to get your LLC, you're going to click this button, and this is every single state. And you want the business division, okay? So whatever state you're in, you're going to click here. Say someone's in Idaho, you're going to go here. This is where you would get your LLC if you were in Idaho, okay? Does that make sense? Same thing. Did you register your business with your Secretary of State?
I mean, I got my LLC probably 3 years ago, so I
Oh,
don't
wow.
remember
Okay.
how I did it.
Okay.
So how could I check?
So what I would do, you would probably have a login. So that's typically how it works is like social media, right? Like you log into your business Secretary of State website. So you might be able to reset your password, or it might be able to generate like a new email for you.
Okay, I'll check
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, if you have any questions, by the way, like feel free to ask during that process
Okay,
too.
awesome.
That's
Thank
the
you.
beauty of having us. Now, if you are still in like the name idea, like Yasmin, I don't know if you like have your name like totally picked out or anything yet, but if you don't, you'll want to do a business entity search first and make sure no one's using that name in your state. Okay.
Got it. I guess, like, question, is it easier to just like put my name and then like bartending services, whatever after, and then like come up with a DBA, like doing business as?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why ours
And
is
is
like Bellin
there,
Events LLC. Like it's pretty lame. Yeah.
okay, awesome. And is there like a limit of like DBA? Like, for instance, in your case, you expanded, right? You're not just doing bartending services, you're teaching Zoom classes and all this stuff. So
Yep.
do you have that all under the same LLC, or and you're like just doing business as other
I
things?
I do. However, I'm just doing it under Bell and Events LLC. I don't have a separate DBA for that, if that makes sense.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, you will want to, if you decide to ever branch out. So, like, say you're going to do, a lot of people are doing like charcuterie now too on top of it, or whatever you decide, if you want to expand your business or wedding planning or whatever. If you want to operate under the same LLC DBA, that's fine. Just make sure you really categorize your expenses well in QuickBooks, which we will talk about this at a future meeting, like using QuickBooks and like, making sure you're tracking everything. But you will want, that's what I do. We just have very separate line items for like finances, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
So, okay. Any
Shelby.
questions about starting the business?
I guess I have one more question.
Yeah,
What
sure.
is the business like when you go through this, there's like a business ID kind of thing that you need to put in as to like what kind of business you're doing. Which one do you recommend?
I love that question because I do know it. Hold on.
Okay, awesome.
I do know the answer to this. Hold on one second. Let me pull up. Oh, here it is.
Oh, and Shelby, congratulations on your baby.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, my husband is basically mom and dad for a while, but that's okay. Okay. Let's see. I want to make sure I tell you the right one. Basically, it's other services, but let me get you the exact number. NACS code, other services. I believe it's Hold on.
Could I ask a question while you're looking for that? And then
Yes.
maybe somebody else can answer just to make sure I heard this right, because I feel like I've been harping on my name too long and that's why I haven't gotten the LLC. So what you're saying is you can just get the LLC and then when you have the exact name, do that under the DBA. So I can just get the LLC and stop stressing over it.
Yeah, so to be honest, I've changed my name 3 times. So even if you were to pick a name and you're like, okay, like this is what I'm calling myself this week, and then you change your mind next week, for us in my state, it was a $25 fee just to like basically get rid of one and then like move to a different name, if that makes sense. So it's not like a huge issue if you ever want to change it. You could also add another DBA.
And
Sometimes
you can
they'll
change
make
it
you
on your bank
cancel
accounts
it.
too.
Sorry, go ahead.
You can change it on like your bank accounts too.
Yeah, you just have to go in.
Okay.
I recommend having your business bank. So for me, because I know who I am and I do change my name so often, I won't anymore because mine's trademarked. But when I did, I only registered my banking under the LLC name. If that
Okay.
However, be cognizant when you're setting up like invoicing or anything like that, whatever you have on like your bank account is going to be what comes across as their like invoicing. So it's important, like I would use both if you're like very committed to your name. But ours
Okay.
still says Bell and Events LLC for all of
Yeah,
our.
when I send out an invoice, I say mail checks to Bell and Events LLC.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's the code. Yasmin, I put it in the chat for you. It's 812990.
What's the code for?
Thank you.
That is for your NAICS. So when you're registering your business, they'll ask you for a code to basically put you in a category with the IRS. That is just like all personal services is what that code stands for. Because we don't
Oh.
fit in a specific category.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since I did mine 3 years ago, I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I don't really know what the ramifications are of not using that specific code. I don't think it's like a huge deal as long as it's something remotely related. You just want to, yeah, be careful. Make sure, like it's not like good example. It's not like auto and then like you're doing business as a bartender. Like it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I don't remember what I chose, but that's for the LLC when you're registering, right?
Yes. Yep. Every single state, because I've obviously helped people in every single state start at this point. Some states don't even ask for it. Sometimes they'll just categorize you themselves. It's weird. So it may not have even asked you. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to go over, so while we're working our way through everything, you have a checklist. That checklist is like your Bible, essentially. So I'm going to share my screen and show you what it looks like. Okay. So this is everything that I recommend you doing. Now, when it comes to certain things like marketing and things like that, we're going to talk about how to use marketing to the best of your ability in your specific area. So we'll talk about that later. I don't necessarily mean you need to post on all of them, but we do actually have profiles on all the paid marketing that is listed here. So first things first is going to be file your LLC. Like I said, get a DBA or trade name. Now, once you have your LLC, you are going to get your EIN. By the way, everything I'm walking you through, I just like to show you demos of, but it's all inside the mastermind as well if you ever want to go back to it. And obviously, there's a recording of this call. Now, to get your EIN, if you already have your LLC, you're going to go to irs.gov, and this is going to be where you get it. Now, you are going to want to, let me show you. You will want all your paperwork and everything before getting a bank account. So you'll want your EIN number and all of that. So it's really important to make sure. I keep wanting to show you in the course. That way you guys know where to go. But if you want to get your EIN, you just click right here. And then this takes you to the exact page of where to get it as well. So, and this is just so that you don't have to use like your social security number for everything, essentially, and that you can hire employees. So, and it's free to get your EIN too. Some third-party sites, be careful. I don't know. Did you guys all file your LLC, hopefully on your Secretary of State? Because if you didn't, if you're not filing on that site that I gave you, you will run into issues sometimes where they'll be charging you for your EIN. They'll be charging you for like even more than the LLC cost. So just be careful of that. And if you find out that you did use a third-party site, let me know because you'll want to cancel it because what will happen is you'll start getting charged annually. You can be, it's awful. It happened to me with my husband's business. That's why I know to tell you guys not to do it. What will happen is that they'll charge you annually because they'll be your registered agent, meaning they'll get all your paperwork, but you can be, and Yasmin, this is great if you haven't done this yet, make sure you are filing and you are your own registered agent. You don't need one, you can be your own. So,
Yep.
Shelby, quick question.
Yes.
So I have my LLC. Do I have to have a DBA or can I
You
just
don't
go
have
with the
to.
LLC?
You
Okay.
don't have to. You're just going to want to carry that LLC everywhere that you market.
That's what I'd planned on doing anyhow, just carrying that throughout everything, just making everything with that.
Totally fine. What you can do too for like marketing purposes, like you can make it pretty small. Like as long as it's like legible, but like you can make it pretty small so it's not like, your logo and then it's like LLC or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
I've
you.
had some people do that. Hi, Jacqueline. Welcome.
Hello, sorry about that, guys.
No worries.
I had a little
You're from
trouble.
Chicago?
Yes.
What's your favorite drink?
I'm a little old school, so 7-7.
Actually,
Wow.
funny story, because when I started my mobile bar business, I had no bartending experience, right? Like traditionally, you can ask Katie. Like Katie and I call ourselves like we're not real bartenders, but like we've made like an entire business out of this. Someone asked me for a 7-7, and I had to look it up on my phone, and I just like looked like I was texting someone. No lies. So that's really
That
funny.
I can beat that. I can beat that. I
Okay.
bartend at the arena here in Sacramento where the NBA plays, and they had a kid on there. Somebody asked for a screwdriver. He had to look it up on his phone.
I had someone put a lime on my White Russian the other day, like on the rim of my White Russian. And like they put a lime, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like that's gonna curdle the milk." But as long as you fix it with a smile, it's fine.
There you go.
That's always my rule of thumb. Fix it with a smile. Okay, so next thing, do you guys all have your bartending certificates? Are
Yep.
you certified to
Yes.
bartend? Okay. If you are not certified to bartend, you will want to get your bartending certificate. Okay, perfect. And if you guys need help determining what certificate you need, this is what you're going to do. It's going to be pretty simple. You can use ChatGPT or Google, and you're going to literally look up, bartending certificate, state of California. So it'll most likely populate top. So RBS, I just know because I work with a lot of people in California. Like that's the certificate you need to bartend in California. It's called RBS. Certain states will require certain ones. If you're having a hard time determining what one you need, let us know. Our states that we serve in, Maine, New Hampshire, and Mass, we're very lucky. None of them require one. So we have one because our insurance does not insure us if we don't have a certification. So you can kind of pick which one you'd like to get if you want to. For us, we use TIPS because it's like all 3 states will allow it, if that makes sense, as a certification for our insurance. So if you need help with that, let us know. Let me just see. Okay. Any questions about getting certified? It's a quick online test, usually less than $40 in every single state.
I was
Um,
actually going to ask you, is that the same thing as being TIPS certified? Because I am TIPS certified through all of my other jobs, and we have to renew it every year. Or now it's every 3 years, I think. I'm in New York.
Yeah, it's every 3 years, and you're totally fine. If that's what like you're using to bartend at like facilities, it's probably the exact one that you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
I,
My
I
guess is
would,
New York doesn't require one either, probably.
if you haven't taken the test for that, for the tips or the RBS, I would suggest you have your phone with you so you can Google the questions and get the answers and so you can get it right.
Oh yeah. It's so I don't know how legal this is, and please don't tell anyone, but like we do all of ours as a team.
Oh
So
yeah.
we do team testing and like we'll sit and we yeah, we do them all together. And we did it, was it last year? I think we did them. So we won't need to
Yeah.
do it now for 3 years. I think I have to do mine actually next year because mine I did before. But yeah, so you will have to do it every 3 years in most states. Sometimes it's a little bit more often. It's super silly. Like it's like, are you going to serve anyone under 21? And it's like, no. Like it's really like that basic, but it does take some time and there's a lot of modules and you have to watch every video to like get to the next. It's annoying. But
So
it's
when you talk about the tips,
yeah.
that's basically the Title IV, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Title 4. Well, so Title 4 though I think is to sell as well, isn't it? Are you able to sell with the Title 4?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think so too, because I think
Because
Title 4. Go
I
ahead.
it's like 6 years ago, I took a bartending class, and got my Title IV, and it's coming up. I have to renew it. Um, but I also teach bartending. And when I did bartend, I'm wondering if that's why. And I have to pull it out to look, but maybe I should look into the tips one as well.
No, I wouldn't look into tips. I'm looking it up right now. Title 4 is what yours is called in your state.
Okay.
Yeah. It's for any employee selling or serving alcohol. So you're fine.
Okay. All right.
Yep,
Perfect.
you're fine.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. You're in Arizona, right?
I am.
Okay, so important thing to note because I just had a one-on-one client there. If you are going to get a DBA, you actually have to do that through your local city's office. It's not going to be statewide.
Okay.
You're going to
Is
do a
that,
trade name.
I don't know if I am. I might do what Eric does and just
Okay.
use LLC on everything, which is kind of a bummer because I just had business cards printed and I didn't put LLC on there.
Just like
So I
write it
might have to,
or like get a little sticker.
yeah, or just reorder some business cards.
Yeah. Yeah, if it were me, I'd probably just like write it on, but the ones that I give out cuz we do give out business cards a lot. Like we do always like try to pack them for events and everything, and if someone asks, like we do have them. So they are super helpful. So I would just probably write LLC on them and not worry about going and changing it. And
Okay.
I wouldn't pay the money to reprint them either, but that's just me. Okay. That being said, all right, next thing I want to talk about. Any questions so far about any of that? Getting the EIN bartending certificate.
I want to chime in on the Title IV. Is that just in that state? Because I don't think I did a little researching and it was trying to like kind of get knowledge of everything, and I ended up emailing them and asking like, hey, this is what I want to do.
Let me look.
Um, so I guess I'm supposed to be a dry bar in Illinois because I can't sell the alcohol. And they said you just need to get like a catering
Okay, so you need
license.
what's called a BASSET. It's BASSET
Okay.
certification.
Okay, I got that. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
that's what you need. That's it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty common. Pretty much every time I coach someone, although Eric, you might have better luck than most states. California does allow you to like you can basically provide alcohol with just a simple certification, which I can talk to you about that privately. But for the most part, you're going to have the other clients provide the alcohol and you're just showing up to serve it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
good. Thank you.
yes. All right. So that's yours. Does anyone else have a question about which one they need? And do they want help?
Yeah, I just Googled for New Jersey and it says there's like no mandated state license or anything.
Let's see. Yep, it's just like New Hampshire. So I would get your tips
Okay,
certificate.
tips. Okay.
Yep. The only reason that you have to have one is because insurance is going to require that you're
Mhm.
certified. Yeah, they're not going to cover anybody that's going to an event and not certified. So, all righty. Christine, any questions about that? Or are you good? You got yours.
I don't yet, but now I feel more confident about it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, I'm tips certified. So yeah, that's
so,
all.
okay.
I think that's all I need in New York because that's what I've been doing.
Okay, perfect. We will talk about insurance later on in the course. Obviously, you do have to have it. One rule of thumb I do say is that I don't recommend getting insurance if you don't have a booked event because you're going to automatically acquire like a monthly payment. And I'd rather have like you have a deposit to like cover that monthly payment. There are some sites, and we'll go over those later as well. I'm just kind of going through the checklist with you guys on the getting started part tonight. Now, once you have your LLC and your EIN, the next thing I'm going to want you guys to do is get a business bank account. I don't want you funneling any money in your personal name. And this is from my lawyer. Like anytime you essentially accept a check in your own personal name, that makes you liable. So that's why we have the LLC name set up so that anytime a customer is paying us, it is through our LLC name and never us. So get a business bank account as soon as you have your EIN and your LLC filed. You will need the paperwork that says like your LLC has been accepted to get a business bank account. I also always get asked this question. Everyone's always like, what's the best business like bank account to get? I honestly am the type of person I want to see the person that I'm banking with and I want to be able to call them on the phone. That's just like how I operate as a person. I live in a very small town. So if you want to get a business bank account that's not like that, you can use several online options. But for me, like I like going into my bank and like doing business with them personally. And in the long run, it does really help you to do it that way because a perfect example, right, is I just closed on a property and most banks aren't going to give me, 100K in cash, but like mine would because I've been banking with them and I see them face to face, where American Express is going to like laugh in your face, right? So just just kind of be cognizant of where you bank. But I do really recommend that. Also be very careful because this just happened actually to my one-on-one in Arizona. Be very careful as to what the fees are and what you have to hold in your business bank account without getting like, any type of like, oh, your balance is under $5,000, so you're getting a charge because that does happen. So, all right. Any other questions so far?
So when you're setting up the bank account to establish the bank account, you're using your own money to establish it? Or
Yes.
okay.
Yep. And honestly, when you're okay, so in QuickBooks, right? Because I do recommend, and this is something you guys can will want you to start a QuickBooks as well to track all your money. What's nice about QuickBooks is you can link your business bank account to QuickBooks and it will categorize every transaction for you. And you want that in order to have at the end of the year, your tax accountant is going to essentially get a P&L from you, profit and loss statement. And I'm going to do a demo of this for you. So like, don't like stress out. But you will want essentially to it'll say like owner like contributes. And later on, what I would do is you can clear that out by paying yourself back with a check later.
That's what I was thinking, but okay, I just wanted to check.
Yeah. That's actually a great segue too. So I do want to talk about like how do we pay ourselves, right? Because that is important. So once you're establishing your business bank account, you're starting to have money come in. honestly, a lot of that money is probably going to go into equipment or anything that you need, right, to get your business started. However, when you're paying yourself, that's going to be categorized as an owner draw. I personally write myself checks. So I will just write myself a check and that's how I pay myself. I don't recommend, unless you talk to a tax accountant and they recommend it, I don't recommend putting yourself on payroll or anything like that because you're going to end up paying a lot in fees. So just write yourself checks. Typically, when I first started my business, right, it's a little different now that I coach as well. But when I first started, I would honestly take every deposit and I had separate bank accounts. So I would have a tax account that I would automatically put 30% of that money into that. And then I would put my wages away. And then whatever was left over was like my money. As long as I didn't have to like buy stuff for them, right? So like sometimes they do
Are you those separate accounts that you're doing, like the tax account and the wage account, is that underneath your business account that you open? Or are you just opening like a savings account under that?
So technically it's 3 separate checking accounts, but it's all like living inside of like my one online banking account, if that makes sense. But they are separate checking accounts that I hold.
So, okay.
You
Not
don't
really
have to,
follow.
you don't have to do it that way. It's just how I did it. It was really easy for my brain because, for instance, like Katie, I pay every week, right? So I essentially have like a separate employee wage account that is linked automatically to my payroll. So when I get money, it's going right into my payroll account, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
able to like separate it in my mind.
I'm just trying to understand if the business account that you open, which is the umbrella, do you create accounts underneath that
No.
umbrella? Oh,
You might be able to in your specific bank. My bank doesn't like do that, unfortunately.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
I have a very small bank. Like I have Bank of New Hampshire, and New Hampshire's not very big.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's how I do that. And I do want to just point out, I keep my personal finances completely separate from my business bank, period. I don't even use the same bank for my personal finances. Totally separate.
Oh. Why is that?
It's so much easier for my brain to know like this bank has all my business's money and this bank has all of my personal money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just some tips of like how my brain works. But I am type B, so if you're type A, you might be able to keep it more organized. Okay. So, any other questions about banking or anything like that? How to pay yourself?
So I guess when you pay yourself at the end of the year, when you do your taxes, how does that work?
Okay, so I do highly recommend anybody that's going to do this to get a CPA or a tax, like someone that's going to do your taxes for you. Anytime you
Okay.
start an LLC, I would recommend that. They're going
Mhm.
to honestly save you more money than they cost you. Like my CPA is $500 for the year, but he saves me so much money because he knows all the deductions, right? So
Mhm.
I highly recommend getting one. I do also think it's really wise of you all right now is going into busy time for them. Like they're going to start filing taxes. It's great to just get someone now. You can go to Google and just type in like CPA near me and try to find like a point of contact just so that you have one for filing your taxes next year. Now, this program that you guys have all paid for, this is a business expense and it is a tax write-off as well.
Mhm.
So something to also, bring up when you're going through your CPA stuff.
I think I've already asked you this over text, but let me ask it again in case anybody wants to hear this question. So, like, for instance, I would be opening up my LLC, like, and doing all this like this year. And like, let's say I don't book anything until next year, January 1st, which isn't that far away. How would that work? So I would basically just have
This would be a loss. Like
expense,
you'd have a
it'd be a
loss.
loss for the
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is okay. The IRS starts questioning, like once you have 3 years of consecutive loss, they're like, are you a
Is this
business
a
or
hobby
is
or is
this
it
a
a
hobby?
business?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you just want to be cognizant of that. But yeah, no, it'll be fine to be a loss. They expect you to have a loss the first year or two,
Okay.
to be honest. Yeah.
So would it be better to file as a loss or all these expenses as like startup costs?
So the startup cost is going to give you a loss at the end of the year,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. It'll give you a
Okay.
loss if you don't book enough events essentially to counteract like what you're spending this year.
Mhm.
It'll
Okay.
end up as a loss. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? No?
No, I just really appreciate this personal training because I've tried to follow. I'm in the mastermind already, and I've tried to go through it. I'm just like, it's poof.
No, girl,
Like
you're
I
me. That's
had a,
me. I can't go to the gym. I have to pay for a personal trainer. Like I'm not gonna
yes.
show up. Like it's just who I am.
I
Yeah.
mean, I already know how to. I mean, like I teach bartending, so I got that down. That's done. It's all this business stuff that I'm just like,
Yeah.
what?
It's a lot. It's a lot to do when you don't love to do it. And I don't love to do it either. And I would need someone to walk me through step by step too. So I get it. I used to cry to my husband every night when I started this business. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. So that is everything I want you guys to essentially like get done this week is really like filing your LLC, getting your DBA if you want one, your EIN, like all those getting started. And I'm just gonna like show this again because I do want to just like drive home, like use this checklist because it's gonna help you a lot. It's in the chat, you can print it, but like this is like what you're focusing on right now, okay? Getting started. Now, I do want to point out we are going to help you conduct market research. We are also going to put you into, we have this really awesome ridiculous spreadsheet at this point. I don't know, at some point we're probably going to need a new spreadsheet, Katie, but we have like a very large spreadsheet of market research that we've conducted already that you guys are going to get added to so that you guys can kind of like sort through this, especially if it's helpful. Like we've probably done market research close to wherever you are at this point, genuinely. So that being said, let me share my screen. We're going to go over this in more detail tomorrow, like how we conduct this and do this, but you will get added to this so you're not like, what is that? But these are all the cities we've done market research in. And the way that we do it is Katie essentially, we do inquire about their services. So this isn't just taken, from like the stuff that they lie about on certain sites, you'll notice. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, like how people kind of lie about their service rates. These are actual quotes all over the country. So we're going to do market research prior to building our contracts together. The reason we do this is because I want you guys to not just see what people are charging in your area, but I want you to also see essentially how many hours they're typically serving for, because that's a good basically marker for you to know how long you should be serving and then how much you should be charging. So we will go over that tomorrow evening. Any other questions so far tonight?
Well, just quick question on how many times we're meeting. I assumed that we were just meeting once a week, but are we meeting every night?
No, we are meeting Mondays and Tuesday nights for 6 weeks. So just 2 days per week.
Okay.
And there will be
My-
recordings of everything too.
Okay, because starting on Black Friday, I'm traveling to Bangkok for work. So I may not be able to attend next week's.
Okay.
So I'll catch the recordings. Okay.
Yeah, and if you have any questions about the recording or anything, just message us and then we'll answer any questions you have.
Okay.
Yep.
I do have a question. So I did my LLC and everything, right? Filed it. I got the letter. But do I still need to register to get my EIN or
Yes.
okay.
Yep. You will need
And
an EIN and you'll use
okay.
your LLC name to get it.
I know. And then I feel like I had a little setback. I was trying to launch for the summer, but things happen in our life. But I put a pause on it, but then I went back at it. Um, but I swear that I submitted the EIN and I never received an email or anything. So it's like, how do I know if I filed it
All right.
I don't,
I love this question because These are all like the mistakes I made, and this is why I coach businesses now, because I made a mistake where I started using my husband's EIN for his auto shop for my mobile bar business, which was like a huge mess. So what I would
Okay.
recommend doing is logging
Okay.
into the irs.gov. You
Mhm.
should be able to, like, if you have a login, be able to see if you've registered that EIN number.
Okay.
And
Okay.
even if you have to play the game of like, I don't remember my email, I don't remember my password or whatever that you have to do to get in there,
Mhm.
that's what I would recommend doing.
Okay. I'll try that tonight and see if I get something.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be the IRS that has access to your EIN number. So it's either getting logged in or, you know, playing the game of being on the phone with them for 6 hours while you wait to talk to someone.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
yep. Okay. Perfect. Anything else tonight? No?
Nothing.
Go ahead. Do you have something?
No. No. I'm sure to come while I'm sleeping.
Okay, sounds good.
I
Could
do
I?
have a curiosity question because
Sure.
this was like one of the reasons that I was very hesitant. How much is business insurance? And I know we're gonna get into it like later on, but that was like one of my biggest like scaries of like starting this. It's like, what if this business insurance costs me like $1,000 a month kind of thing?
No, so the most I've ever seen it being, keep in mind, ours is probably the most expensive out of anyone I've ever coached, just because we are also doing a lot of online stuff. We're coaching people, etc.
Mhm.
But the most expensive I've ever seen it be for anyone was 140 a month.
Okay,
That was
that's
the
very
most
doable.
expensive I've seen as I've coached people one-on-one.
Okay.
So, and he was like a worry wart, so he got every type of coverage he could ever get, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like terrorism, like everything that you could possibly
Okay.
get. So, normally it's around 100 or a little less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Can I ask for a favor since we're here and we already kind of touched on it? In the website link that you sent for filing an LLC, I'm in New York. Can you just show me
Yes.
exactly where you went to do that after you press the New York link? Because that website is my nightmare.
Sometimes it does take me a little bit to be like, okay, this is where you're going. Okay, let me go into, okay, so I'm in New York. Okay, so yeah, right here. Let me show you. Are you okay with me starting at New York site?
Yeah.
Okay. So once you're here, so it's dos.ny.gov is like just where you would go, but you're going to go here and then form a corporation or business. What? Hold on one second. Okay.
Yeah, it's awful.
Right here. So you want the articles of organization.
Okay.
And sometimes they will have like this right here, right? They're going to have like instructions on how to do it, like how to file, which is great because it does help you. But right here, you're going to go to online filing or file online.
Gotcha.
And
And
you're
it's
probably gonna have
200.
to
Okay.
create a profile. Usually this is how it is in every state. You have to like create a profile. But it's domestic limited liability. Apply
All
online
right.
owner. And then this is what I mean. So you're gonna have to register. If that makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of them are tricky. You're basically looking for articles of organization, LLC. It's domestic because you're going to be in the US. So anything like that. But if you guys need help or if anyone gets stuck like filing the LLC, if you haven't yet, just message us. And I don't mind send screenshots. That like is really helpful. Sometimes if you're like, I'm lost, like here's a screenshot and I'll like guide you through it.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, of course.
Would you, so I already have a business, but I don't have an LLC, but I do have an ny.gov ID. Would you register new because it's a separate business? Like get a
You shouldn't
new,
have to. You shouldn't have to.
okay.
But I mean, I'm not going to like speak for New York because like I don't know, but in New Hampshire, you don't need to. Like in New Hampshire, I have several businesses all under one registration.
Okay. All right. It's just the .gov websites can be so confusing sometimes.
They are
I feel
confusing.
like
They're usually the
I have,
ones
like,
that have like the best information, but that's why I think they're so confusing is because it's like too much sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Any other questions on like filing, business stuff, anything like that, getting started? Alrighty.
I guess general question. So,
Yeah, no,
like
you're
these expenses, right? Like filing for your business, like New York was like $200 plus whatever else. So these we just keep receipts, and then whenever we open up a QuickBooks, we would just like link those in there because it wouldn't be in the business account that you're starting because you need this in order to start the business account.
correct. And you just want to yeah, you want to keep receipts of that because and this is a great question actually, because like your CPA will take into account like all the receipts it took you to start the business. That can,
Okay.
and you can have up to $5,000 in like starting the business fees as a tax deduction your first year.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at me. I should just like be a CPA at this point. No, I'm just kidding. I cannot. I am so bad at math. Okay. Any other
I'm just thinking tomorrow you're gonna be like, you're gonna hate me. But I've decided to be a CPA.
All right. Well, any other questions before we hop off tonight? You guys will have this recording, of course, and then tomorrow night we're going to go through market research and start putting together like a contract. Will be the next meeting. We're going to literally like design an entire contract together. So you guys can ask me questions. I will send you files at the beginning of a lot of meetings that I want you guys to have access to work on while we go through the meeting so that you can get it done during the meeting instead of being like, Shelby, when am I fitting this into my 9 to 5 life that I live, right? So because I know a lot of us work. So if that's the case, like I want you guys to get stuff done on the calls as well and ask me and have access to me. So we're even going to design websites together this time. This is the first time I've actually done it like with working meetings, and I'm super excited about it because I think it's going to be way more helpful for you guys. So
we should invest in a second screen.
or do what I do, which is like I have the smallest laptop ever and I have like 3 like things open right now. Even Katie the other day was like, I need another like screen or something. Yeah. So
I need a tablet now.
yeah.
You can use my stuff tomorrow if you'd like for trial and error. I created a contract because I bought your playbook, right?
Yes.
I created a contract, but I'm sure it needs some tweaking. And I also have a site live already.
Oh, you do have a live
I
website?
do, but
So
I
if
mean,
you want, you can. So if you have anything pre-built at all, like feel free to drop it in the chat because what I'll do for you instead is I'll audit it. Like I'll go through it and like give you notes
yes.
if that makes
I
sense.
mean, you can
Yeah.
use it for tomorrow too. Like, hey, you should do this, that. I mean, I'm kind of like going in like, all right, I think I got it, but I'm trying. So trying to launch for the holidays, but I don't know how that's gonna go work. But if not, we can roll into the new year, right?
It's gonna work if you just stick with us.
Yes,
Getting you all
yes.
launched. We're getting you all
Yes.
to have leads by the end of this. That's the goal.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good. So, all right, I'll send the link in the chat and then you can tell me. Like, I don't mind sharing either. Like, that way everybody kind of gets a feel for it because I feel like it needs a little tweaking. So,
Yeah, and honestly, you guys like use yourselves as like it's great to get feedback, right? So like when you're designing your website, like we're going to do it together, but like if you want like feedback from everyone, like these are 3 logos I'm choosing between. Like which one do you like the most? Or like, this is the site. Like what do you guys think? Please use each other because
Do I
that's
want water or do I want alcohol?
so. All
sounds
right.
good.
Okay, guys, I will post this in the chat. If you guys have any questions while like doing those first preliminary things, let me know. I obviously don't expect you to get like a ton done by tomorrow, but like if you can just start working on some stuff, it'll be helpful. And I will see you guys same time tomorrow night.
Shelby, is everybody in your Facebook group, have they attended your course? Like, have they done your course before? Or is anybody allowed in that Facebook group, the mastermind
So the
I-
Facebook group, so it used to
Thank
be
you.
anyone that was in the mastermind period. Now people can pay though like a monthly fee to just be in the Facebook group, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it kind of seemed like some people didn't really.
Like go through the course.
Yeah, so
Yeah. We're trying
Okay.
to like navigate what to do with that Facebook group because it's really interactive. I will say, if you guys have not joined the Facebook group, like get in it because like it is really interactive and I do love it. But we might just close it off to just mastermind members again, to be honest. But
yeah,
thank you
I
for
was
asking me that.
thinking
Yeah.
that so that you can differentiate like information that you should be like,
Sharing. Yeah.
taking and yeah.
Yeah, basically, like we have it like right now, it's like a paid separate thing, if that makes sense. So you can pay monthly to be
Okay.
inside of it. But yeah, it did start
Gotcha.
originally as just Mastermind. Yeah. Thank you for
Okay.
asking. We're
Thank
gonna
Sorry.
start
you.
doing giveaways in there too. So definitely get in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you all.
All right. Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
All right.
Thanks.
See
Thank
you
you,
guys
guys.
Bye.
tomorrow.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
All right.